没有他的声音。
His model to us. We all know that Tzu has 4 missions and 8 footprints, and the charity is the foundation of Tzu work. And Master Zheng Yan told us that the charity work has to be precise and to get to the point. And we see all the things happened in the world, but now the world suffered, and the love from the Tzu people is the healing. So in the next speech, we are very delighted to invite our CEO Yan Bowen to give us a speech. Let's welcome CEO Yan Bowen.
各位大医王、法医大士、慈济的师兄师姐，早安！非常高兴有这个机会跟大家分享慈济的慈善的足迹。
Master Zheng Yan, masters, and all the doctors, and brothers and sisters, good morning. I'm very glad to have the opportunity to share with you, to share our charity work with you. But I a little bit adjust my topic because many of my colleagues from the charity mission, actually they can speak better than I do. So I adjust the topic a little bit. Maybe I can share with you the direction of our charity work. I think we are on the right track in all our missions. This is what I like to deliver to you today. Actually, life is impermanent. Now I'm sweating. This is not about nervous. This is because when on my way here, one of our brother rode me here, and on our way here, I saw one of the patients of Tzu Hospital, and he just fell down in front of our car, and I just pick him up and we go to ER. Fortunately, we have our volunteers, hospital volunteers there. So we found a volunteer and told the volunteer and told him to help out this patient. And this volunteer for a wheelchair here and to pick this patient to hospital. And I just rush here. So I'm still on time. So the charity work can be done everywhere. So I'm really gratitude to all the doctors and our volunteers. You're so great. What you did is very great. So in the beginning, when I still work in the tech industry, because of my work, I will pay attention to the World Economic Forum. And every year they have an annual forum. And they will held the forum in Davos, Switzerland. So my slide today is all in English, in consideration for other viewers from all over the world. But I will deliver the speech in Chinese, so I think you can understand my slides if you only speak Chinese. So in the World Economic Forum, many countries will attend. In this year, the U.S. have 674 attendees to go to this forum. So more than 117 countries attend this World Forum. So we see that this is a very important forum. and every January it will held in Davos. The reason why I pay attention to this forum is because every year they will publish the annual risk reports, so we can see the important issues around the world in the reports. So we can see that in 2020, according to their survey, it says that the key issue, you can see that 60% of the key issues around the world is climate change. Though this is an economic forum, but I think that the important issue in the world is the climate change, not about the economic development. And the second is the geopolitical tensions. All this will affect the development of economy. So you can see that they not just talk about economy. So this Mr. is the founder and the executive of of WEF. And in the beginning, he asked all the participants of WEF. Actually, all the participants in the WEF is an important figures in every country. So he asked all the participants to set a net zero climate target. Actually, this is a very strict demand request because in WEF, what they should mention about is about the economy, but why the founder and executive ask the participant to set a net zero climate target? Why he does this? So these are some famous figures who attend the WEF this year, including Prince Charles from England, and he also delivered a speech in the forum. And his topic is how to save the planet, and he raised 10 measures. And also, the U.S. President Trump also attends the forum. But he urged the world to ignore the prophets of doom. He urged everyone to ignore the prophets. He is a little bit unique in the forum. So you can see that everyone's facial expression, especially this girl who was nominated the Nobel Peace Prize. You can see that everyone's facial expression after they listened to the U.S. President's speech. And the Chancellor of the Germany, she said that whenever facts are in play, one can always develop an anti-fact narrative. So you clearly know that who she is talking about. And the Chancellor also said that people talk less now than they did in the Cold War. I think this is why we have these geological tensions. And this Mr. is the UN Secretary General Secretary, and he said that if I had to use two words to describe the state of the world, it would be uncertainty and instability. And he thinks that now we have four threats around the world. The first one is the climate war. He already upgraded the climate change as a war. And the second is the unfair globalization. Yeah, of course, globalization, through globalization, we can share the resources. But the one who have the ability to control the channel, they benefit most. So now some people promote anti-globalization. And the third is the geopolitical tension. And the fourth is the dark side of digital. And I will talk about this later. Why dark side of digital is also a threat to us now. So In the Global Risk Report 2020, the title is The Unsettled World. It already say that this is an unsettled world. Actually, this report is published this the beginning of the year, and in the beginning of the year, we still don't know there will be an outbreak of COVID-19. But this report already reflect that now we face an unsettled world, especially now we have COVID-19 makes the world even more unsettled. So in this report, there are four directions. The first one is risks to economic stability and social cohesion. And the second is the climate threats and accelerated biodiversity loss. We have the
digital fragmentation. So the people can freely go through different countries. So the first one is expanding geopolitical frontiers. So you can see the conflict between different areas that's increasing. So globally, there are 8 different groups. They are not really cooperating each other. So the war increase and all different kind of conflict that's increasing. So the fifth one is turbulence. So this turbulence actually will become kind of normal. It's new normal. So like we wear the mask right now. So it's become the new normal. So when the COVID is keep changing, maybe we will get the new style that become the new normal too. So when we use a lot of a mask, so we can see mask kind of all over on the ground. So we use 2 dimensions on this form to describe the global risk. So the y-axis is impact. So from the 5 different categories, economic, environmental, geopolitical, societal, and technology. So that's showing that what's the impact on these 5 different categories. So on the right on the top of the corner. So the first one is a climate action value. So the fourth one is environmental risk. So all these are has related to our environment. So when they do the global risk research, you can see the fourth top is related to environment. So the fifth one is regarding the network. So like a lot of fake information that all over the through this connection. So the most impacts are all related to regarding the environment. So we can see that globally that's focused on this issue. Actually, all these impact actually connection each other. A word from Leo da Vinci that we learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. So everything, all the countries are connected. Bernard Shaw, that's also one word. I have a deep feeling. We are all dependent on one another. So all the sentient beings actually share the same karma. So all the sentient beings actually are rely each other. So this is the report from the CPA company. So you can see on a different time period that the results are a little bit different. So when the 2019 and the beginning of 2020, environment, the climate change is the greatest risk. But in the middle of 2020, that the most impact is COVID-19. So a lot of different the industry got impacted by this issue. So we lost a lot of so even though impact by COVID-19, we can work from home, but a lot of companies still find out we lost their employee a lot. So the COVID-19 it really impact a lot of different areas. So from this photo that we can see the impact on the Earth. So on this photo provide the facts. So how do we know it's caused by human? And the change is ongoing. So we can see the first one, the carbon dioxide is increasing. And the icy, is reducing. And the ocean is increased. So how is our planet doing? So we can see the point. Some increasing, some decreasing. But no matter it's increasing or decreasing, they're going to the bad direction. So all vital signs of the Earth are getting worse. So all these five direction, this point direction are going to the bad direction. So this provided by the United States NASA. So hope the President Trump will see these results. And this is the temperature increasing direction. So from 1951 till now. So baseline is on the 1951 and 1980 is the baseline. So compared to 60, 70 years ago, we already increased 1.1 degree. So to the dayline of 1.5 degree, we are approaching to that. So we can see the color compare 1984 and 2019. So you can see. So you can see the temperature increased a lot. This is all taken by NASA. This is North Pole. Use the smallest area, and we take the picture. You can see the ice on the cover, the North Pole. The area is reducing one third or half. So you can see the climate issue. This is the wildfire on the Oregon and on the north of California. This is a nursing home area. So they know how to prevent this pandemic. You can see the sign: wear a mask, wash your hands, keep a social distance, and stay safe.
social distance 要保持社交距离，stay safe 就是要保持安全。
And the last sentence is come join us. But we see the nursing home already burned out. So this is a photo taken in Bay Area. It's in North California. This is the bridge of a very famous in San Francisco. So from the picture on the top, you can see the word, the sentence there is like it's like a fire. So everything that a lot of people starting that's really take good focus on the climate. It's not just climate change, it's become climate emergency declaration. So climate change is just a noun. And the climate emergency is adjective. So which means the earth need to go to the ER. So this is the declaration from 11,000 scientists globally that ask people to really focus on this issue. This is from the Washington Post. So in Europe, UK, and United States.
This is from the end of last year, and this is from the report of Washington Post. So you can see that in the Europe, the American, and in the England, and in the left lower corner, this is in the Times Square. Everyone is advocate for climate emergency, especially the ladies in the right lower corner. And in the back, it says that recycle or die. We have to recycle things, otherwise we will die. You can see that how intense her statement is. And this is what already Suji has done. So that's why I say that we are on the right track. This is the right things to do. And in a very early stage, Dharma Master Zhenyan already urged us to do that. This is the meeting in the Europe EU. In November, there has an order to vow that to declare the climate emergency. And also this call also spread to more than 30 countries and more than 1,700 cities all agree that now the climate is in an emergency. We need to take actions. And more than 830 million people already noticed about the emergency and take participant in the activities, in the actions. So in the left side, you can see that United Nations IPCC, the panel, in the last November 2nd, they also published an article which says that the scientists think 100% of the global warming is due to human activities. Before they only said that like 90%, but now they say that it's 100% due to human. So this is an unarguable fact. And in the right side, this is from the New York Times. It says that as warming makes the planet less and less livable, so there would be an epic climate migration. So this is the cover of the Times magazine, and in July, in cover they say that 2020 is our defining year for the planet. It says that 2020 is our last chance to save the planet. This is the last and the best chance to save the planet. Actually, all this is corresponding to what Master Zheng said in the very early ages. We need to repent. We need to eat the vegetarian diet. So this is some economic models. One is the traditional one, the linear economy, is that we take the resources, then we make it, then dispose them. And we also use conventional energy, like fire or fossil energy. And now we enter the circular economy. What we focus is that we have to reuse, recycle. So we use renewable energy, clean energy. So circular economy needs to combine with 5R. Because no matter how recycle we use, if we cannot use the clean resources in the beginning, actually, because during the process, in every state, we will create waste. Like you use some electronic items, you need to recharge, or the device will broken. They all become waste. So we need to also use 5R. So the 5R means that reuse or reduce, and repair or reuse or repurpose. Then we can reduce the waste. So this is a cycle, and we also need to apply this 5R. And the spirit of the 5R actually is to use the cleaning resources, to be clear in the beginning. So this is our slogan this year. So just be clean in the beginning, and also to lead a simple life. So this is exactly what Tzu always been doing. And our environmental activities is all comply with this spirit. So our volunteer to collect in the West and recycle the waste and the recycled material through dye tech and jeans tech. We make these all recycled materials to products. So the dye tech and the jeans tech are our two branches. They recycled the materials and make these recycled materials to eco products. So we transform all this waste to treasure, and those treasure become our charity, and we become a pure stream. And the ITV is our pure stream. The ITV broadcasts what we do to the world, so and have a global influence. So these are the two cycles, and in the world only Tzu can do this. We have a completely circular economy, and in addition to that, we also have the spiritual circulation. So actually, in the world, it's difficult to even do one circular economy because they don't have the volunteers or the equipment to recycle all these materials, and they don't have the complete supply chains to do this. So many countries in Africa, they see the report of Tzu, they want to copy the model, but because they don't have the infrastructure or the volunteers, so it's not easy to copy Tzu's model. So you can see that this is the products that's made from those recycled material, such like the blankets or the wood plastic composites. And so all these are made from recycle to recycle. or from cradle to cradle. And also, this is some products here. You see that our famous multi-purpose foldable beds and also our interlocking plastic pavement. We use this pavement in our hospital. So all this we need to pay gratitude to our recycling volunteers. There are more than 110,000 Suji recycling volunteers worldwide. So they put efforts, they work very hard, but you can see their facial expressions. They are very happy. And when they talk to Master Zheng Yan, you can see that actually they have the same wisdom as Master Zheng Yan. So I'm really impressed and really grateful to all these volunteers. And this year is our 30th anniversary of our recycling missions. And we have a convention for our recycling volunteers. And when at that time I was on the 5th floor, and when I saw them, I was so impressed because when they sit in the venue, they are very neat, and I think they must train themselves because it's not easy. They can just sit there and very neat. So Master Zheng Yang always say that the best long-term care is to do recycling. Many elderly people, when they do recycling, they train their body, and if they suffer from the bipolar or depression, all the symptoms are improved.
So this year is the 30 years of our recycling. So we have a lot of program that's ongoing. So we have 40 meters long that cars contain all the different technology showing that we are one line that came from source to production. And like from our bottle, then make chips, then to become the last to become a blanket or become the clothes. That's all the production will demo in this car. So the cocoa that he can show that like a 1,000 sign language. So this is Coco picture. The can speak gorilla. So I think a lot of people already watched the video, so I'm not going to show again. So he used a very simple words, single words to present what he think. So these earths need to be repaired as soon as possible. So we need to take action. So this foundation for this gorilla. So we borrow his picture. So we are legally use this logo, use his picture. And next, we want to talk about this pandemic progress. So you can see right now, we didn't see really like improving these condition globally. This is from WHO reports. The latest week report, you can see how big the area is still increasing. So the government, some government, take a really serious city lockdown, really take a good impact that we see a little bit improving. You can see the Southeast Asia. We see a little bit improving. But because they stopped the policy, so the social distance kind of getting worse. So we are not sure whether the sign will go up or go down. So yesterday, from the class from the Dr. Lai, we also talk about this. So we have 2 million people got confirmed impact. So in the American, that 40,000 people that die. So till yesterday, so we have 34 million got confirmed, and 4 million. So this picture shows the density of NO gas. This is a picture from United States. So the density of NO2 during the pandemic period actually is going down, is good direction. So compare year by year, you can see the difference. And also you see the different city view. So it's locked down, but you can see air, water, that the quality improved. So who to put the contribution to this pollution? I think everybody know. So this is a report from Guardian. So Europe during the lockdown area, so we have 11,000 people die. But study impact showing that we have less asthma and less the preterm birth. So what our CG volunteer do during the COVID-19, this impact the time period? So we use, combined with the volunteers' power all over the world, we collect a lot of the protection material globally. So after mainland China got control on this pandemic, then they starting supporting globally and shipping all the required material for prevention to all over the world. So from the G Foundation Taiwan, actually we are so busy. So through all the corporate partner cooperated. So a lot of manufacture and support shipping. And even the Catholic St. Camilo. So, and also the different organization, UN and NGO. So all these are our working partner. So we use our volunteer power globally, so we can support 84 countries. So all over the 1 million, the material that shipped to globally. So this support is from every one of our volunteer. So because there are so many lists here, I don't have enough time to speak out everything. So I always talk to our so I heard a lot of touching story from our so from Italy to India. that Catholic sisters, they still have a lot of mission. So a lot of people pass away, so they need to take care of family. So even one father, he take out his breathing, the support that give to a young people, and give all the mask to others. So this is spirit really touching me. So four sisters went out to help people, and 2 sisters got impacted and passed away, and 2 sisters got confirmed cases and still under the care. So this all touched me.
And all these brothers and sisters, they come to the most dangerous places. They don't concern about their own safety. They think that if God wants me to leave, then I just leave. So this really touched me. And in Taiwan, what we do is that we donate all these supplies to our government, central government, and also we give the care packages to our city governments. So during this time period, we donate 13 city governments our quarantine blessing packages. We donate more than 60,000 packages. And under all the doctors' efforts, this is in August, and in one think tank from Japan, they surveyed that Taiwan is the top 1 country, the best countries response to COVID-19 pandemic, and it's a margin slide winning margin, and the U.S. is the bottom second. So our world in data, and yesterday some other speakers also posted this slide. You can see that in the horizontal line means GDP, and the vertical line is the death per million people. So the growth of GDP, the right side is the better growth. But this year, almost every country is in net value. And the death of million people per million people, the vertical line, the higher the worse. So in some countries, from the Central American and Europe, they are in the left upper side. But Taiwan have the best performance, is the best in the class, with Taiwan in the right side. So I'm very grateful to all the doctor and the medical personnel. This is all because of your efforts, and also our citizens are also very cooperative. And you can see that in this pandemic, it caused another pandemic in addition to COVID-19 pandemic, for example, hunger pandemic, because the lockdown, the transportation of the food and the vegetables are difficult. So some places now even have hunger pandemic. So Master Zheng Yan also reminded us after the pandemic prevention, we need to have relief action. So we start to hold the relief action around the world. And until now, we already have the relief actions around 34 countries, and we take care about like 3.95 million people. And we provide them 3 months of supplies, so they don't have to worry what to eat or what to use in 3 months. And the United Nations also mentioned that that when they deal with the current COVID-19 pandemic, they also need to deal with the information pandemic because there are a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and conspiracy. So just when everyone is busy dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, there are some people to create all this misinformation, to create conflicts. So this will lead to gaslighting effects. This is the psychological jargon. So this is the International Association mentioned this gaslighting effect. In this article, it says that Donald Trump lies, manipulation, and power. Actually, gaslighting is from a movie. The movie name is Gaslighting. So the gaslighting effect means that, so in that movie, there is a couple and the man used the fake news to lie to the women. So the women just stopped her own memory. So she was tortured emotionally. So this is what gaslighting effect means. So another article also say that Donald Trump is gaslighting America. This is very blunt. So we see that many fake news, fake information circulate in social media. It's really bad. It's also happened in Taiwan. Shiji was also under the attack by the fake news, fake information. So this is also what we need to think. So on this slide is some tips for COVID-19 response, but this one is a little bit joke. I'm just making a joke. So if you reorganize carnival coronavirus, and if you readjust this the sequence of the letters, it can become carnivorous. So if we don't eat meat, we make peace with all the animals. Actually, we can prevent the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic. And also, people say that quarantine, we don't have our human rights. But if you don't quarantine, then all men are gone. So, but if we see that in English, quarantine, no human rights. But you change the sequence. But if you change that to no quarantine, no human left. So this is just some funny things. And also, Bill Gates made a virus warning in 2015. In a TED talk, he said that if anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it must be virus. And at the TED talk, he already showed the virus. It's just like the coronavirus. So his prediction is very precise. And in that talk, his summary is that we are not ready for the next epidemic. So in 2015, Bill Gates posted a message on his social media. He said that in 2019, he will eat more vegan meat to save the planet. And this year, he said that pandemic could get worse than I would have expected and calls for leadership. Actually, there are many celebrities who urge to go vegetarian. And there's one person who didn't eat vegetarian. This is why I circle him. Actually, Brad Pitt, he is a vegan. Others are just vegetarian or some more vegetarian diets. So Tyson, though, it says a vegan, but actually it's just a normal type of vegetarian. And the female. This one. Actually, what I like to highlight is the words behind her. This World Economic Forum. So this couple also attend World Economic Forum. So this is the news published by WHO in March. The report said how the coronavirus leads us to a vegan world. So the coronavirus leads the world to a vegan world. This is what WHO published. And I also quote from Einstein to reflect what Master Zheng Yan said. A clever person solves the problem. A wise person avoids the problem. So we need to cultivate our blessing. We also need to cultivate our wisdom, because the problem can be avoided. So my time is already running out. So every 100 gram food we consume this picture shows that how much footprint we left, and you can see that the production of beef will create the most carbon footprint, and the last one is nuts. I like to eat nuts, but I'm not a nut. And you can see that the transportation process. So there will be some variation, because some food may be very good, but the transportation also creates some gas emissions. So the chocolate and coffee, though they are very good foods, but maybe the way they transport or the land they use also, when we grow chocolate and coffee, actually we also create a lot of footprint. And last time when I shared this picture, and Brother Sixian told me that and asked me that, how about tea? And because I cannot find the information, I said that, okay, don't make fuss with me. So this slide is about the benefit of vegetarianism. And this is about health, environment, and economics. And I think the other speakers already mentioned a lot about this. So you can see the benefits of vegetarianism. We can see that from the reduce the risk of some health risk, but we can see that from many approaches. And in Oxford, one professor published an article and they found that if the world go vegan world, that we can save 1.6 trillion US. Summer all this, we can see that the vegetarian diet is a very good solution. So my summary is that the global risks that we all focus on climate change, but this is not natural disasters, but most of these are man-made. And second is that the climate change action. Actually, if this is not climate change, this is we human need to change. So we need to act now and to apply 5R. And the best solution for all purpose is to go veggie. So the last is our sustainable development goals. So to build a better world to all beings, not only human beings. So thank you. This is my speech. Thank you. Thank you for our CEO. So through the current situation, CEO made us to better understand Tzu Chi. The important thing is not just to give relief, but